We're at 4157 Bon Homme Road, Calabasas, California, 91302. This is Michael Gerace with Michelangelo's Plumbing, performing a video sewer inspection through the 4-inch mainline cleanout that is just to the left-hand side of the front entrance to the house. Okay, we're going to run through this 4-inch mainline cleanout, and then we will run through, there's 2 more additional branch line cleanouts that the home buyer would like us to run through just to double check those lines. This is the front of the house, and that's the view looking out toward the street, and this is the view looking toward the garage.
Right when you get to whatever system. Okay.
And we're going to run through, as I said, this is our porch area right here, right near the front door, and our 4-inch mainline cleanout is an ABS plastic cleanout right next to the porch, and they have a frog. It's I don't know what it's made out of. Almost looks like it's steel frog, but that frog sits right on top of this mainline cleanout once we put the plug back on. So we're going to run through here, take a look. We start out at ABS plastic, and then we transition right away to 4-inch vitreous clay. Run back through again. Got a little debris on the camera lens. Makes it kind of hard to see. So we're running through. Now we're into 4-inch vitreous clay. And that joint looks to be okay. Those joints look to be okay. That joint looks to be lined up fine and no breaks or root intrusions. That joint looks to be in good condition. These are a newer style vitreous clay joint that has a rubber coupling. It's rubber with stainless steel bands. This has a little bit of an offset right here, which we're out about 30 feet. It's not major right now. It's not causing an issue. Doesn't look like there's no breaks or root intrusions. Another little bit of an offset right there as well. That joint looks to be in good condition. That joint looks to be in good condition. That joint looks to be in good condition. And that joint looks fine. Next joint looks to be in good condition. A little bit of spider webs on it. Now we're kind of hanging down and we're taking a considerable drop. And that joint looks to be in good condition. That joint has a little bit of an offset right there, but not terrible. No major breaks. We can get right over it. And looks like that we're out into the city sewer from what we can see. And we're going to go out and just locate this area real quick and see what this looks like. Find out how deep it is. And the screen is going to get kind of wavy while we're locating. Okay, we've located this area and there is a manhole almost directly in front of the front door, lined up with the front door out in the middle of the street. It's a little bit further on the far side of the street than it is in the middle, but we've run the camera out and now we're going to pull back. We're going to run some water real quick so we can flush this line a little bit and we can rinse the camera off, and then we'll pull back and re-inspect again, and then we'll go to the other branch cleanouts on the sides of the house. There's one by the garage area and then there's one on the right hand side of the house. Okay, we have water running in the sewer line now, and we're going to pull back a little bit. We're going to try and rinse the camera lens off. And that's our city sewer drop. So we're going to shut the water down now. We can see cleared the camera lens off and flushed the line a little bit. So we'll turn the water off, and then when we come back, we'll view the joints. Okay, the water is dissipated, and now we're going to begin pulling back. As I said, we are in the middle of the street, or at the city sewer tie-in connection, which is right here. And that joint looks to be in pretty good shape. A little bit of an offset right there, so you can see the face of the pipe. But we do not have root intrusion, don't appear to have breaks at that joint. And that should not cause an issue at this time. It is maintainable. Shouldn't have to really do anything with it at this point in time that I can see. All these joints look to be pretty nice and tight. They're close joints. Most of them are lined up very well. See how those joints are. They're inside the rubber coupling. You see the black coupling in joint just a little bit. See here, we see a little bit of the black rubber coupling on the left-hand side especially. You get offsets within those couplings. They don't get lined up perfectly. As long as you don't have breaks, you don't have root intrusions, you shouldn't have any issues. Don't see any major cracks or anything in the line. That joint looks fine. That joint looks to be in good condition. A little shifting in there, a little offset, but again, not terrible. That joint looks fine. That joint looks issues in the middle of the pipe. If you do, you see them very quickly. That joint looks fine. And that joint's got a little bit of an offset. This is the ABS plastic cleanout. So we've got a little bit of an offset right here, which probably will not cause a problem, being that it's coming from plastic and the clay is clean. It should be able to get right over that. It's only holding a tiny bit of water right there, not much of anything. So we're going to conclude this portion of our sewer inspection. Our equipment, up our camera equipment, and move our equipment. We're going to run through the 3-inch mainline cleanout on the right-hand side of the house, to the right of the front door on the corner of the house. So we're going to pause for a moment while we move our equipment. Okay, we are set up on the right hand side of the house, and we have a 3-inch main line clean out here that we're going to run through. Appears to be a cast iron clean out. Set the camera lens off. So we are on the right hand side of the house by the gas meter area, and we have a 3-inch main line clean out right here, and down the side you can see we're going toward the front of the house, toward the front entrance of the house. We have this 3-inch main line clean out. We do have some debris backed up in here. Right now we have paper and debris backed up into the clean out. See how this line looks. It's a cast iron line. It's got some buildup in the line, and it's probably catching a little bit of paper and restricting the flow through the cleanout area, and the cleanout plug was not put in very firmly, more than likely so that the cleanout plug could come enough and absorb whatever was going to come out of it. This way it could spew out to the side over here and not back up in the house. It's got considerable amount of buildup in the line, and then we also have roots in the line. So that's telling me that the line is deteriorated and the line is rotted. Cast iron, the only way that roots are going to be rotted, and you have pinholes in it, roots are going to get into the line. We're going to stop. We're going to locate this area. We're just over here. We're in the dirt, though. I don't want you to get all dirty. this is kind of why
Yeah.
I try to talk
Do
people into doing
the
it.
second
because
line?
You don't know. Yeah. See, I mean, you can see right here in the
Oh,
cleanout.
yeah, the yuck inside.
See, yeah.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of paper and everything else just sitting right there
So it's
inside
closed?
that
Okay.
cleanout because it was backing up. It was
Oh.
backing up to there.
It's just not smooth. It's like a clogged artery.
Yeah.
You know, with calcium
Yeah.
deposits. So.
I'm right by the front door. Underneath the house, by the front door, you see the roots growing through the side of the pipe.
Wow.
There's a lot of buildup. You see all the rust
Yeah.
and all the corrosion buildup. That's all I had so far to that point.
Okay.
This is as far as I went, and then I got you. But
The
there's
roots.
roots actually growing through, so that means that it's rotted through.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
right here, we're holding water
Okay.
as well,
Okay.
which is not good in a cast iron line
The
because
water shouldn't stay there.
no, it shouldn't stay there. We might have more issues because we're underwater still.
So they don't have any way to get out.
No.
Is this clogged?
And then partially it was. We just cleared it.
Oh, you opened it?
Yeah, we just opened it up.
And so, road, what do you call that
Camera's dirty right now. We gotta get in there and rinse it.
when you do that, like to clean it out, that hydrojetting?
Yeah, but hydrojet with the cast iron,
Uh-huh.
as bad as it is,
Uh-huh.
if this area is rotted out right here,
Uh-huh.
there's other areas that are very, very thin. The piping's probably the same age. How old
Okay.
is the house? Probably in the 60s?
78, I think. I'll have to look.
78?
Yeah.
It's odd that the cast iron would rot that fast. But there's a lot of roots in there, in that area,
Okay.
right in there.
So this has to be changed, yeah?
Yeah, this should be changed out to plastic to the front of the house. Just come out where it ties in.
But you said the main part?
The main part's fine. Just replace it from here underneath the house to right where, on the other side of the porch, where it ties into.
Okay.
And
Can
just
you do
replace
that
that
kind of sleeve? And
No, just replace it. It's cheaper to replace it.
How do you get under the house?
It's raised,
Oh, there's a partial
it's raised.
Oh, okay.
so
cool.
we can get under here and just cut it. We just
Oh.
cut it and
And
we
then-
put plastic in.
Okay,
The
good.
plastic's going to last 10 times longer. It'll last, they say about a 250-year lifespan. So.
Okay, cool. But you haven't checked the two others.
Now I'm going to check the other side. I checked two now. I checked this one, and I checked the one here. I need to check the one by the garage.
Okay.
Okay? I'll let you know.
Cool. All
Okay.
right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I'm just going to run some water and rinse this off so I can see on the way back. We are in the main trunk line of the sewer, and now we're transitioning. We're coming back to the cast iron line. Right here is where we transition. And we're going to locate this for a moment, and then we're going to go shut the water off so we can pull back and take a look. Okay, we've located, and it is in the dining room, and it is right in line with the main line clean out that is to the left of the front door. So we have a pot of cast iron piping that needs to be replaced. This is the beginning of the cast iron. Now is the transition from the ABS plastic. And we have buildup in the line, and when you start getting buildup in the line like this, and then you have root intrusion in the line like we have here, that's telling me that the line is thin. That line has corroded, and we are getting roots growing through. And if we hydrojet this line, there's a good chance that we will just blow more holes through this line. So I would not recommend hydrojetting. I would recommend replacing it from the far right-hand side of the house to the transition at the ABS plastic right in the dining room area before it goes out to the main line cleanout. And big old knots like this one here. There's just a lot of corrosion in there and buildup. And this is the horizontal line that is coming off the vertical stack for the master bathroom. And now we're pulling back up out of our clean out, our branch line clean out. And as I said before, you can see where there's a lot of buildup right here of paper and waste right at the edge of, end of the clean out. So this line has stopped up in the past. More than likely they've had to run a snake through here to clean it out because it has stopped up. We're going to pause for a moment and we're going to move to the other side of the house by the garage area and run through that 3-inch branch clean out. Okay, we've run the camera out to our mainline cleanout at the front of the house. And we'll pull back again and we'll look at the condition of the pipe. Roots coming through the pipe, minor roots at this point, but any kind of roots whatsoever means that the pipe is thin and deteriorated and roots are growing through the pipe. So we will pull back in just a moment and show the condition of the pipe. Okay, we flushed this line out. Now we're going to begin pulling back. This is our ABS to cast iron transition right here, and that is in the dining room again. Just on the other side of the clean out debris, just corrosion buildup, and we're holding water in this fitting in this section of pipe, which that doesn't help the pipe. It tends to make it corrode and rot through much quicker. The minor roots in here and catching paper. More debris and buildup. Corrosion. Pretty similar to the other side of the house. Area where we had the bit of root intrusion back in. It's minor at this point, starting to come through, which means that the pipe is getting thin and there's a lot of debris in this line. We could possibly hydrojet this line and then view it again and take a look, and we could actually crawl into the house and take a look. But more than likely, we are going to see areas that are dripping and blisters because this pipe is very thin. And that concludes our video sewer inspection.